Are you coming up? Hi. Get it.
That's a tail.
Go sit down.
Hi.
All right, you're gonna sit in the middle or something? Sit down. Hi.
All right.
Sit down.
Sit. Sit.
You go.
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. Careful.
All right, let me take the tape off because it's in the way. Okay.
All right.
Hey guys.
We're just down at the old sawmill.
We
Oh, there he goes.
got slobbered on. Thank you.
Okay.
So we wanted to come out today and have a conversation.
Yeah.
About the chickens and the turkeys and how that went all summer, and talk about the numbers and kind of where, I don't know, how
I think how we're gonna proceed.
Yeah, basically what our plan is going forward. So yeah, we want to. So I think first we should talk about the turkeys, because that was sort of like a across the board, very simple, easy peasy, no issues.
Yep.
I mean, not no issues. We had lots of issues. If you guys remember back in the very first night with the turkeys, it was, crazy chaotic. The power went off in the middle of the night. We almost lost 2 of the white turkeys. And yeah, that was just a really crazy night. So yeah, I'll link that video in the description box if you guys want to go back and watch that. It was
fun.
It
was a great first experience.
But they didn't die, which
Nope.
is like, okay, so if you guys don't know, turkeys are notoriously finicky. They can upend, die for no reason at any point in their life cycle, right?
Yeah.
So, from like day-old chicks, which is what we had, all the way up until the day before you process them, they can literally just drop dead for no reason.
No reason.
Or for seemingly no reason, because we don't actually understand what happened or why. So I feel like had a great experience this summer with the turkeys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our turkeys ended up, they were not sexed when we got them. So they turned out to be 5 females. So all of the white turkeys were female. And, the 2, Orlop bronzes, I believe is what the brown turkeys were. One was a tom and one was a hen. So we ended up with 5 hens and 1 tom, which is, it is what it is. I think it worked out great because
it did.
The tom acted the whole time like he was, keeping an eye on his harem. So it was cute. We would come over and he would like puff up his feathers and get all big and fluffy after he had all his feathers. He was pretty cool. So we even considered at one point maybe keeping those two Orlop bronzes as a breeding pair, but ultimately we needed a 30-pound bird for Thanksgiving last weekend, so we ate him.
Yeah.
And how was it?
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That turkey was awesome.
Yeah.
So a couple of notes: we did throw a brine on him for, I don't even think it was like,
wasn't even 24 hours.
Not even 24 hours. So I don't even really know how much that actually helped, or it basically did nothing. But that was our first experience with a farm raised turkey. So,
like never been frozen.
Yeah, it was like fresh. The processing happened for those turkeys on Thursday. We left Friday afternoon down to my mom's for Thanksgiving, and he got eaten on Sunday. So
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. So yeah, it was awesome. I was pretty excited about that. Turkey sizing. So we had 2 mini classics and 2 large whites, which are 3. That's the 3 breeds that we raised this year with the Orlop bronzes. The mini classics turned out to be around, I think they were just shy of 14 pounds each. And the large whites were closer to, I think, 18 and 21 pounds. And then our Orlop bronze hen was around 18 pounds. And then the big guy, our tom, was just shy of 30 pounds. So
29
pretty excited.
Something or other.
Yeah,
like,
I was pretty excited about that. So we ran some of our numbers. Total amount of turkey that went into the freezer was 114.5 pounds of turkey. Of course, that 30-pounder didn't actually go into our freezer. It went down to my mom for Thanksgiving. And we also took the 20-pound bird as well for Christmas. So those 2 turkeys are not actually in our freezer, which is great because we don't have room.
We don't have room. Yeah.
So 14.5 pounds total of turkey that we grew this summer. And we did keep another whole bird. One of the 13-pounders stayed whole, and the rest I took the breasts off, and then the back quarters I kept as well for soup and stuff. And then we can do turkey breast dinners as well, which because I don't even think it matters. Like that turkey breast was so moist, like it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good.
No complaints.
No.
There was 17 of us for Thanksgiving, and we used less than half of that turkey.
Yeah.
And we fed everybody.
Yeah. And then obviously we had half a turkey left, and
That's
it
right.
just was.
And then leftovers the next day. Like everybody took leftovers home.
Yeah.
So.
Turkey dollar numbers. We spent $323.79 on the chicks, and the food that we spent to feed them for I think it was 18 weeks that we had them. So we got them back in end of May, I think it was.
I think so.
Yeah, and so that's how long we had them. We had 2 bags of starter and then a bunch of the turkey grower food. All of our animals were fed non-GMO food for the bulk of their time with us. We did feed a non-GMO medicated starter to the chickens, just for their genetic benefit. Really, they had basically each group had half a bag. So, but the turkeys were 100% non-GMO food for the whole time. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So we spent $323.79 total on the turkeys. That works out to $54 a turkey. But if we break that down to a per pound price, is $2.83 a pound for turkey, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Especially since, I mean, obviously we know where they grew up. We know what they were fed. We know, how the conditions were in which they were living. So I'm quite happy with.
Yeah, like, I mean, you might be able to go, to grow a turkey for $2 a pound, or, if we'd gone into the regular, not non-GMO food, regular food or whatever, you could have gone down to,
I mean,
say $2. But I don't actually think, I looked at some of the grocery store flyers for last week when we were at my mom's, and I think that like turkey pricing was at least like $3.50, $4 or more per pound. So in our case, $2.83. I think that's pretty dang good. So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Sure. So right now, I think the decision needs to be how many turkeys do we want to grow next year, because I don't think it's a question of are we going to grow turkeys. I think it's how many.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then I think it might actually be better as well if we can get them out into the tractor like we did with the chickens. Which would of course require us to build another tractor and maybe even a bigger one, because I don't know how many we're going to get. So anyways, long story short, I think we will definitely grow turkeys again. But how many, we need to decide on that over the winter.
TBD.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Okay. Chickens. Where do you want to start with the chickens? Do you want to discuss all of the white chickens and all the chaos that went on with that?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start with the white chickens. The white chickens were called White Rocks. They are the ones that we got just after we got the turkeys back in the spring. We started out with actually 27. We ordered 25. They sent a couple extra. 27 White Rock chickens. We moved them onto the grass at about 4 weeks into the chicken tractor, and I think it was the first week that they were out there, we had a predator problem. So we have bears in the area here. Excuse me. It's regular to hunt bears. You guys were hunting bears 2 weeks ago up here, and it was hunting season. Of course, it was not hunting season in July when the chickens went onto the grass. But a nuisance bear is illegal. It's legal to shoot that as long as we report that we did it, right? So it does not need to be in advance. It can be after the fact. And so we had Mike call the ministry and find out what the process was for bears eating our livestock, and they said, go ahead and do what you need to do. You can bring someone in and shoot the bear if you need to, or you just shoot it yourself. But they said just fill out this online report, and that means that you are good to go.
So if they ever search the house and find bear meat, in the house, or a bear pelt, or claws, then
And you didn't have a fulfilled tag
right,
for that.
right. So you can give wild game away as gifts. You cannot sell it
Right.
here in Canada.
Well, in Ontario at least. I don't know what the rules are all across in Canada.
So you can have some bear meat in your freezer, but obviously not the claws, not the pelt.
Yeah. Like
so,
if you gave it, like we gave one of the bear roasts from that bear that you shot to a friend. I don't think they hunt bear, so they wouldn't have any reason to really have a bear tag or bear in their freezer.
But if they ever got checked, all they do is say they got it from us, and
we supply the paperwork that says that we legally shot the bear. So, So long story short, the bear ate. Well, the bear disappeared 7 of our chickens.
Yeah.
We're pretty obviously he ate them. It was we're pretty sure that's what happened, and 2 other chickens were injured in the tractor, and
they were just mauled.
Yeah. So,
one was dead.
And there was another one that was dead. So the 2 that were injured, we dispatched ourselves. Don't worry, I held the chicken while Mike dispatched it, and the first time I cried. I was really sad that I think I was just angry that it was that it was happening and that we didn't have a good control on. We ended up losing 10 in total chickens.
Yeah.
It took several days. Unfortunately, we did also put up an electric fence. I think it was after you shot the bear. Yeah.
Another electric fence. So we had one wire up, but apparently that wasn't good enough. So we strung another wire to bring it closer together, so it would have to force its way through.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, when you're keeping bears away, what you need to do is basically get the bear to touch the wire with their nose, because then they actually feel it. If they were to stand up and walk on 2 legs through it, they would hit their fur and not really feel the shock of the fence. So it's not that strong.
No, yeah, it's a deterrent. It's not a.
We don't want it to also electrocute and kill one of our egg-laying chickens, which are also in that same electric area. So if it touches, right? So it can't be that strong. It needs to just be, nuisance enough that the bear's oh, I don't really like that, and wander off,
Right.
So anyways, we did get a second electric fence wire up, and Mike shot the bear. So it was perfect. We're pretty sure a bear came back another night after that, because one of the electric fence poles was knocked over.
Yeah.
But it must have touched it somehow, because it didn't go inside the
nothing was disturbed other than the fence was knocked over.
Mm-hmm. So we fixed that and everything was good. Yeah. And then for the rest of the summer, everything was all good. The only difficulty was that we only had 16 chickens left in our White Rock group. So white chickens, so if we had processed all 26 of those chickens, we very likely would have had to buy more food. But just based on the way that we had bought food and the number of chickens that we ended up having, we didn't buy food between the bear getting shot and the end of the chickens going in the freezer, processing day.
Right.
Okay, so basically we spent $264.63 on those white chickens, including the cost of the chicks and all the food. So that's the starter, which was the medicated half bag, plus another full bag of starter, plus all the grower that we gave them.
Right.
So total worked out to be
96 pounds.
Yeah, so we ended up with 96 pounds of chicken.
Yep.
That works out to about 6 pounds per bird. If we would have had all 26 of them going in the freezer, it would have worked out. We probably would have had to buy a little bit more food too, and we would have ended up with 156 pounds of chicken, basically on average for those 10 birds. So that, even buying more food, if we'd had all 26, it would have cost $319 total for those 26 birds. As it was, that's not what happened. So we only spent $264.63. That works out to actual Well, see, this is the hard part for us, right? Because we've been kind of struggling with how to kind of present this information to you guys because even though we lost 10 chickens, we lost basically 60 pounds of chicken. It was not a total loss. We got 3 bear roasts and 50 pounds of bear pepperettes out of that bear meat, right? So it's not a total loss. So it did end up costing a little bit more money because we had to get the bear processed, right? But
Yeah.
so like another $300 on top of that. So I don't know. It works out to
it cost us more because of the bear, because we processed the bear.
Yeah.
If we didn't process the bear, then we wouldn't have had the meat, but it wouldn't have cost us the extra money. So if we had just had the chickens, we would have saved money and we would have got more meat.
Yeah. So it would have been $320 for the chickens if we had just had the 10 chickens or the 26 chickens.
Yeah.
No, I keep saying 26, although I did say at the beginning of this section that we actually got 27. Why?
Because
Why?
one died just before we went to process. They squished one.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. So there was 17 in the tractor until literally 2 days before processing day, and we went out and one of them was dead on the grass.
Yeah.
Because they huddled together if it's chilly. But I don't know how it was chilly. It was like the end
wasn't.
of July.
They literally huddled together to go to sleep. That's what they do.
So unfortunately,
every night.
one of them got smushed, and so that was the last chicken. So we ended up total 16.
Yeah.
We did lose a brown chicken too, but it happened much earlier on.
Much earlier.
Still in the brooder. So this actually is really cool.
So the same thing. It got squished. It, huddled and got squished and didn't make it.
No.
So
poor Elena had to find that.
Yeah.
She comes running in the house. Mommy, I think a chicken is dead. I'm like, I go look at it and it's flat. Like,
yeah,
that one's gone. Flat.
She no make it.
No. So our chickens averaged 6 pounds each, like I said, and it worked out. We got 96-ish pounds of chicken, and so that actual into the freezer cost for 16 birds was $2.79. Now, that could have been a lot more if we had sent the chickens out to be processed by the local abattoir. They charge, I think it's about $5 a chicken to do the processing and bag them whole. So the cool part about us doing it ourselves is that we took apart most of the chickens. Mm-hmm. So I took a lot of like chicken breast and chicken thighs and chicken wings, and then we have chicken legs, and then we have all of the bones to make chicken stock. So there was lots to do. Yeah. It did take a little while, and same thing when we did the brown chickens, we did the same thing. So we ended up with switching over to the brown chickens. Brown chickens went much smoother.
Yeah, no bears, no predators.
No, but unfortunately we had tested everything on the white chicken.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel bad. I really do that we even had that issue. Mm-hmm. So, okay, brown chickens. So the brown chickens were a little bit more expensive as chicks. We spent, I think it was about $6.25 for the 25 birds, more than the 25 white ones. So, food cost, actually, so full chicken and full food cost was $322.95. So essentially exactly what the turkeys cost. And if we'd kept all 25 white chickens, it would have been $319. So almost exactly for each group of birds. Yeah. About $320, which is kind of mind-blowing that worked out like that.
Yeah.
That works out to a per bird cost of $12.42 food cost and chick cost for the brown chickens. These ones, okay, so a couple things about the brown chickens. One, they're a slow growth meat breed. So we kept them for, I think it was about 14 weeks, as opposed to the white chickens, which got processed in about 7.5 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. They also, because they're a slow growth bird, they were not as big as the white chickens. So the white chickens averaged about 6 pounds, and the brown chickens averaged 4.8 pounds.
Yeah.
So with with that, you can clearly see when we put them side by side, which I did. I made a couple of beer can chickens while Mike's buddy was here, and you know, side by side on the beer can chicken holders, you can see that the white chicken is very clearly like abnormally looking larger. So
almost doubled the size. Like these are average.
Yeah, so I averaged it out. So it could, I don't know if we processed, like we could have eaten, the white chicken could have been a rooster, and then the brown chicken could have been a hen. And that could have accounted for the difference in the sizes. But pretty much all the chickens looked almost exactly the same, like when we were processing all the brown chickens. The per pound cost, because, okay, so total chicken weight that we put into the freezer for the brown chickens, $126.6 pounds of chicken, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The difference with that is that we kept the actual bone carcasses of the white chickens, where we did not keep those for the browns. We still have, like, I think 9 whole chicken carcasses in the freezer. Not whole chicken carcasses, but like whole, like, bone sets of white chicken. So we didn't keep more. But I mean, in the future we might do that. When we have more space, when we have more canning processing, you know,
abilities,
shelving, you know, that sort of thing. We just sort of are going slow at this point. And I also didn't know that you could just can your chicken broth and not have to worry about, like, it didn't need to be frozen. Which, anyway. So live and learn, right? So we are definitely learning on these chickens and turkeys. And
where are they at?
Go find the squirrels, bud. Where's the squirrels? You can't come up here. Here, come up in the middle. There you go. No tail. No tail, man.
You're killing me.
You are killing me. Sit down.
Sit.
No kisses. Thank you. I'm good.
Hi, buddy.
All right. So.
Just watch your side, pup.
Chickens.
Yes, chickens. We made beer can chicken while my buddy was here, Morgan.
Yes.
And so the whole point was to figure out which one, A, we got more meat out of, B,
I think that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, very obvious. B, which one tasted better, right? Because it's not just about how much meat you get. You have to be able to enjoy what you're eating.
Yeah. So
we did the same chicken, same rub, same everything. And what everybody, the girls, Morgan, me and Amanda, we all came to the same conclusion that the white chicken actually tasted better.
Yeah.
It was more...
Even in the, like, white meat that you expect to be a little bit drier, you know, we tried everything. We tried wing, we tried dark meat, we tried white meat. Even though obviously knowing what our own preferences are, like, Mike and one of the girls loves dark meat, and I love white meat with the other daughter. So, Morgan said he likes dark meat too, right? Yep. So, anyway, we ultimately decided that we like the white chickens better. So, and, you know, in the long run, they grow faster.
Yeah. So you can do more sets.
Yeah, more rounds of white chickens in, say, a summer, which is definitely very limited for us. We are, you guys can clearly tell that the weather has changed. It is...
it's fall.
It's the Thursday after Thanksgiving. What's the date today, my darling?
11th?
Today is October the 12th.
12th.
You guys will see this video in a couple of days. However, it's chilly. Like, it is... They were calling for a high of 10, but I don't think we got there. Let's see what the...
You're not going to get it.
No, it's not showing. It's not updated.
Yeah, it's
updated
6 right now. 6 degrees.
40 minutes ago, and it says it's 6 degrees right now. So, yeah. So, yeah. So what? For American friends, that's probably like 40. I think around 40 degrees Celsius. So, you know, we're getting chilly. It snowed here over the weekend while we were down south. There was about 3 inches of snow at our neighbor's property.
We got lucky and...
Please go take that away. It's too loud.
We got lucky and it melted by the time we actually got home, but only because it's been raining since we left, essentially.
It rained from Friday evening until this morning.
Yeah.
Like, it was still raining this morning.
It could rain any minute. Really.
Yeah, it's still cloudy. I don't know where the sunshine is. So,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we did all of those things, and ultimately this was our plan for the entire summer anyways. we bought both kinds of chicken because we wanted to taste both kinds of chicken. Will we leave behind the brown chickens in the freezer and not eat them? No. They are still.
They're still good. They're still a great chicken.
Yeah.
But they just weren't. They look so much better.
They do. So what they reminded me of, the brown chickens reminded me after they were processed of like a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Regular hens you buy from,
Yeah, just a normal whole chicken.
Grocery food store chain, right?
Yeah.
But the white birds, the white rocks.
Yeah. They're just very, very breast heavy.
Yeah, but they also, they grow so fast that the feathers don't actually grow all in by the time you're ready to process them.
Yeah.
Right?
So they sort of look a little bit weird and deformed because they're so top heavy.
Yeah.
Like walking around, they have really, really thick legs, but they don't walk very much.
Yeah.
Because they're just very front heavy.
Yeah.
I guess.
So the rustic rangers,
yeah,
which are the brown chickens, are more of a like a heritage. They grow up. They have a finite time, right? Because you start to get into, they get too tough, right? Like if you wait too much longer than the 14, 15 weeks, then they start to get tough to eat. It's more like your hen roosters or your laying birds.
Yeah.
So you have to eat them sooner, right? Because as soon as they start getting too big, they're too tough. But they're fully feathered. They're like scratching the dirt. They're good.
So so let's go back a little bit, because obviously we had the brown chickens for 14 weeks.
Yeah.
We had the white chickens for like 7, I think it was 7, maybe 7.5, because we ultimately we were going to keep them a little bit longer, but then Mike's mom came to visit, so we actually processed them just ahead of him going away for a few days to make it easier on me to take care of all of the animals while I was also working, because I had to go to work for 2 of the 3 days that you guys were gone. Right. So we basically decided to process those chickens before you left, which was fine with everyone. And we were able to actually get it done with our friends that showed us. So you guys obviously also, you guys saw that video as well. Again, if you haven't seen it and you do want to watch that, down in the description box. But yeah, so just the amount of time that we spent taking care of the brown chickens versus the white, same amount of brooder time, 4 weeks in the brooder for each. They the brown chickens were much more fully feathered. They were also, I jokingly say that the white chickens were a little bit mutant-like, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, especially now that we've eaten them and we understand like how delicious that chicken turns out to be. I don't think there's really a question at this point. I think next year we'll probably just do the white chickens, and
we'll just do 3 rounds of them instead of...
Yeah, but we also need more freezer space to be able to do 3 rounds of them.
Yeah.
I also don't know how long these how many chickens do we have? 41 chickens? 42 chickens. How long that 42 chickens is going to last in the freezer? Mm-hmm. Like how many more chickens do we think we need to do? Like, we are a fairly chicken heavy family in general. We did buy a lot of chicken when we lived in the city. We also enjoy all kinds of different chicken dishes. Like, for example, last night we had chicken souvlaki, and tonight we're having chicken wings. So, it's exciting. It's great. We have all these options now that we can do chicken whenever we like. We also have some turkey options, which I'm excited about as well. And yeah, so I just don't know if we necessarily need to go with more than 50 chickens. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll see once we sort of get to March, April. We'll see what the freezer looks like, and maybe make a decision at that point if we stick with our 50 that we did, or if we maybe add a 3rd round.
Right.
Because 7 weeks you can't really go wrong.
No, exactly.
7 or even 8 weeks. If we left them go to a full 8 weeks, they would be a little bit larger.
They'd be like 10-pound birds. By that point.
Would they be tipping over and having like a really hard time walking around?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, this time though, what was it? Was it last? Yeah, it was last week. Oh my goodness, this feels like So last week on Tuesday, we processed all of the brown chickens. They, the 25 that we had left went into the freezer. We did it, the two of us by ourselves, which
We did it here on the homestead this
yeah,
time.
I think it was a little bit ambitious with just the two of us, but we got it done. And 25 chickens didn't, I actually expected it to take as long as it did. But I feel like we got a lot more efficient throughout the day. Right? Like we definitely could have done it faster.
Anyway, so what we've come to the conclusion is,
White chickens all the way.
yeah, the time spent,
Oh, yes.
the money spent, the taste. It's the white chickens for us. It's the White Rocks as opposed to the Rustic Rangers.
Yeah, and I'm sort of surprised because I actually really thought that the brown chickens were going to be a better flavor, and that's why they even exist, honestly. Like, you know, because if everything wins on the white ones, then what's the point of even having the browns, I guess?
Well, I think just different people like different things.
Yeah.
And I mean, because we did keep some of the chickens whole, like we have what could be a 9-pound bird that's a whole chicken. And like, that's a lot of meat. Especially the White Rocks. They're so much meat. When we were doing the beer can chicken, I took all of the Rustic Ranger, both breasts, and I only took half of one breast of the White Rock, and they were the same amount of meat. So, like, it's crazy to me, the difference of the two breeds. Obviously, it's been bred into this chicken to grow that way and to grow that fast and to have it happen in such a rapid manner. But like,
do you know what I was just thinking about when your mom was here? We made chicken fingers. So I basically breaded and deep fried all of the chicken from 4 chicken breasts. So we had taken 2 chickens worth of chicken breasts. The chicken breast was probably like at least 2 pounds each. Like they were big chicken breasts. And I cut them into chicken fingers, breaded, fried them, and then I put them all into a 9x9 pan to let the grease and come out, and that's what I put on the table to eat from. That plate or that tray of chicken fingers was like overflowing. Like it's 9x9, so like a little square pan, but it was like heaped, and like almost no more chicken fingers could have fit on it. It was so many chicken fingers. So we ended up eating them for, I think it was like
3 days.
3 days, yeah.
3 days
So
for
we had
4 breasts.
Chicken fingers, and then we had barbecue chicken wraps and something else. I don't even know. Just leftover chicken fingers. Like and they're so good. Like that's actually probably one of our favorite things to do with chicken breasts is make chicken fingers.
Parmesan.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Chicken fingers at the same time. Yeah.
So, anyways, it was a lot of fun. I think we still had a successful summer, even though we ended up losing 10 of our birds. Yeah, the freezer's full, so that's a pretty successful summer to me.
And so is the egg fridge. The egg fridge is full of bear pepperettes right now.
Oh yeah.
Like full. We'll put a picture up.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know, that turkey we had on Sunday was
really
pretty
good.
amazing. So.
So I've had moose and deer and
I don't even know how comparable that
partridge,
is.
but Amanda's not had anything like this. So this is all new to her.
Yeah.
And so moose is one of her new favorite meat.
And it's the kids too. I think it's Elena's favorite. She told us that she likes it better than beef steak.
That's right.
Have moose steak instead. So that's pretty cute.
Yeah. Yeah. So all in all, great summer. Learned a lot, and our freezers are full.
Yeah. And there's still stuff to do. Like we still have to process a lot of the tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we got snow the other day, so anything that's left in the garden at this point, except for a few things like squash, pumpkins, beans, and carrots, those will all be okay. But everything else that was in the garden is dead. I mean, it might still be pickable at this point, but we haven't gone down to check. Yeah. So, but I have all of our tomatoes that we had grown in our own garden here. We allowed to ripen in the window, and they went into the freezer in freezer bags. So that we're gonna make salsa with that. and potentially, I don't know. Let's see how much we need. I'm not sure how much we need for the salsa recipe, so.
Sure.
Or if we make a couple recipes of it, like a double or triple batch. I just got a recipe from Jill Winger in my email.
Oh, there you
So
go.
we might have to give that one a try.
Sounds good.
So
who doesn't like a good salsa?
that's right. And we got some jalapenos, which we didn't even grow. We didn't even intend to grow in the spring when we planted anything. Those were our mystery peppers that you guys that we got from the feed store. They had no tags in them, so they didn't know what they were. It turns out it was jalapeno peppers. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of jalapeno peppers. So we'll make some salsa.
It's starting to rain.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So
I like your sweater.
I like my sweater too.
I got a t-shirt. So you guys will never see it because I'll be bundled up underneath all my sweaters and my coats all winter. No shirt showing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any other thoughts?
At the moment, no.
Okay. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments.
And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
Yeah. We're really on a push to hopefully hit that 1,000 by the end of the year. So
Yeah.
if you guys are hanging around, liking, watching our adventures out here, then yeah, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when the next video is posted. Right now we're doing Wednesdays and Saturdays, so as long as we can get them ready. Like on Monday, the video, oh my goodness, that was a chaotic day.
Yeah, so we were
the whole weekend I spent trying to get the video out of the editor so that I could even upload it to YouTube, because I couldn't if I couldn't get it out of the editor. So I spent all weekend trying to get it out of the editor and it just would not come. So finally Monday morning I got it, and then we drove home and I uploaded. So you guys can see that full year time-lapse video that has gotten a lot of views so far. It's pretty exciting.
It's very exciting.
That's our first full year time-lapse of everything we've built here on the homestead in our first year, which would have been amazing if it was the house, but it's not the house.
It's not the house. It would have been great if we had some original drone footage.
We will. We'll have that too, but it has to happen before we start building the house. But I think it's okay. Like we're a friend of ours is going to come over and take some drone footage for us, so that we've got some of that for our before pictures, basically semi-before, because we already cleared a whole bunch of land. So
that's right.
I mean, as cool as it is, it's not a fully treed lot anymore like it was.
Nope. But we have a lot more to do.
Oh yeah. What do we have? About an acre cleared at this point?
Yeah, maybe.
We want to do hopefully like all in about 5.
4.5, 5, yeah.
Yeah. So still a lot to do.
Lots to do. Lots of projects on the horizon.
Yeah.
And
Hunter baby. What are you saying, puppy dog? Yeah, he's not running through the woods today. Hey, Pop. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. See you next time.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
kisses. You think I'm telling him that I'm hurt? Help me or something?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Hunt baby.
All right, come on.
He hit me in the eye.
Tail
somehow.
to the face. All right.